Lil Yachty is the most underrated rapper in the game.
Now, that would be legit if John Cena was like, hey, Kai, I got my movie. I'm going to give it to all your fans who come on and da-da-da-da. That would be nuts.
Toronto's tourism board said that Drake brings in 5% of the tourism every year, approximately $440 million.
Drake makes Toronto substantially cooler.
I gotta stack out this gold. I tell you I'm on the road. About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on road for greatness. They paper getters, they want money.
Welcome to the Real Oshow. I'm Zachary. Joining me as always is my brother Joshua, and we have a couple things we want to float through today, and it was an incredible week, Joshua. Indiana Hoosiers, bye week, so they can't lose. The Lions won, demolished the Cowboys in Jerry's World, and obviously, if you're watching a video, you see the sweatshirt. My man Rod Wave dropped last lap. Joshua, I don't know how many times you've listened to it. What are your thoughts?
It was a great project. Like, Rod could do anything. I know we talk about this all the time. Like, some people could just sell a blank disc. Like, Rod is at that level where he could sell a blank disc if he wanted to. But 23, I think it was like 23 songs. I thought it was great. I thought it was a fantastic project. I was saying this earlier to you. Rod Wave is at such a level now where it's like all of his projects are kind of just like a carbon copy of the next thing. This is just a new rendition of his last, like a lot of his work that he's done in the past. I also like some of the features on this. Lil Yachty killed it.
Yeah, Lil Yachty, I was sort of thinking I want to go right back to Rod Wave, but just as you said it, Lil Yachty is the most underrated rapper in the game. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Anyways, the project's great. Now, what I was most nervous about was I didn't know what vibe he was going to take it. Nostalgia, to me, was completely different Rod Wave than the 5-6 years prior. This project, Last Lap, seemed more similar to what we've seen from Rod, just different. And I know he's kind of going through something. Obviously, Uncle D, which was his like real uncle, manager, best friend, passed away. I believe he killed himself, which is like incredibly sad. And you can kind of
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can kind of feel that in his voice. Obviously, the second song on the project, literally Last Lap, the name of the project, that's literally for Uncle D. That's for him, that song. And you can like feel it in his voice that he sounds a little bit different, sounds tired, sounds sad. And I think that's why we got the Rod Wave most people know.
He sounds different on this album. I will say that. But like I said, he's obviously going through some shit right now. And I think it's like for someone who has it all, but still doesn't have the people that he came up with. I think it's a classic album. Over time, it's hard to like look at this after 1 week. All 23 songs were top 23 on Apple Music. It's the #1 streaming album on all the platforms. It'll be a #1 album. He'll most likely go platinum. It'll be a 6 for 6 platinum. He can do everything.
It's one of those things where you kind of see it in sports too, where it's like you get the Pro Bowl nomination or you get the All-Star nomination 2 years after you should have gotten it. And I think that's what this project is, where Rod Wave has put out incredible projects for 4 years straight. And now he's gotten to this point where people know him, people love him. And when he drops a project, every song's charting. He's going to be the #1 project. He's going to sell 100,000 units, whatever. We don't know that number yet. We're going to drop this before we get that number, but probably like 100,000-ish units, which is really
he's
good.
He's going to sell more than that. He's going to sell more than 100,000 units.
Wait, I don't know. But like, hold on. But it's hard to say what he's going to sell when I see all these other people selling like 9K, 10K, 15K. So 100,000 to me at this point is good.
He's going to do like 150,000.
I mean, great. Least. That's even better.
But to me, like Rod, he said something in the album he said, I'm going corporate. And to me, that's where you say like, oh, you get the Grammy 2 years later. It's most likely a lot of these artists have to take that corporate jump before you get to win the Grammy, before you get to win whatever. We always talk about Kendrick Lamar, and he's like so like anti-establishment, but yet wins every award in the establishment.
He is the establishment.
Exactly. So it's like it's kind of the joke of it. But like Rod, as much as he has had a commercial appeal in his last couple albums, this album seems like the most commercially appealing album, where it could win a Grammy, could win something else like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like, to me, like I think you have to take that jump. There's very, very few artists that get that Grammy nod right away.
Yeah, it seems like Rod would be the type to shoot for the Grammys because like one of his favorite artists is Ed Sheeran. So it's like he's kind of going this different route. He doesn't want to play the gangster rap. He wants to like
Bro,
sing, sell like Adele.
Why have they not, like, to me, that seems like you see all these people that are collaborating with like Post Malone and Morgan Wallen or, you know, whatever it is, country and rap. Why doesn't Rod Wave do the Rod Wave Ed Sheeran? Because to me, that would murder.
Yeah, and
That would murder.
Yeah, I mean, what's even sad, and I know we kind of talked about this on our last show, no Drake project. I know it maybe comes on the deluxe, is what Joshua said. Man, I would have really loved that. I think that's like the one thing where he's getting to this point where like he can make the songs with his idol. And he even said in an interview, I think the day before it dropped, he literally was like, there is nothing in this world that could make me hate Drake. There's nothing. So I think if he got back to like actually getting a song with Drake, did a song with Ed Sheeran, get the Grammy nomination, he's going to start checking off the boxes, and it'll be interesting where he takes it because, you know, like Gary Vee talks about a lot, where a lot of people start to hate the artist they loved when everybody starts to love them, and it's like, I'm not like that at all. I'm like so ready for him to be like on the radio winning the awards because I'm like, bro, I used to get made fun of for that. Now I'm like ready for him to be like, all right, motherfuckers, I got the receipts from 7 years ago, and you guys were like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I really hear where you're coming from, where like people are like, oh, I don't like this artist anymore because now they're blown up. Again, that comes with the corporate turn. When they turn into, I'm in a brand, I'm in this, now you're not doing the same things that you were before, in a sense.
But Lil Durk is corporate. Like he gets nominated for Grammys. Like he's
Yeah,
corporate.
but
He
to an
obviously he
extent.
raps like on the edge, and which is why he probably hasn't won a Grammy. But Lil Durk is very much corporate.
I thought they did win a Grammy with the Drake song.
Oh, God's Plan?
No,
Not God's Plan. Laugh Now, Cry Later.
Yeah, Laugh Now. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Laugh Now, Cry Later won a
It
Grammy.
won something, best video. It did win something. But Lil Durk has completely went corporate.
Yeah,
for sure.
But again,
So it doesn't really mean anything saying he's going corporate. It doesn't mean he's going to make different music. Now,
yes,
He'll
does
have to-
make that.
he'll still, I mean, you have to have somewhat of appeal. Can't scare the money, is what Lil Durk literally says. But I think for the most part, you're going to get the same Rod Wave because he doesn't live in Hollywood. Like he very much lives his life, stays out of the scene, and then drops a project a year.
Yeah, and most people can't do that. Let's get to favorite songs off the album.
Favorite songs? It's hard. I knew you were going to ask me this. I'm going to give my way too early top 3. Fuck Fame, Nevermind, Passport Junkie, which dropped before the project, which I'm always like, fuck. Kind of ruins the song, but Passport Junkie was a song that was like all over TikTok 8 months ago, and now it's finally on the project. I can finally listen to it, so I'm going to put that in my top 3, but way too early.
You know, Passport Junkie was one of the songs that when it came out, I was like, yeah, that's a good song. When it's actually in the project, sounds way better. Passport Junkie is way better when it's played in the album than it just a solo song.
You remember when Post Malone dropped Cooped Up?
Yeah.
Off whatever, I can't remember the project, but whatever. Nonetheless, he dropped it before the project. I remember me and you listening to it, like
12 karat toothache. I
yeah,
think.
it was like we were like, oh, it's kind of good, and then you listen to it in the project, you're like, this song's fucking incredible.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think there is something to that, but it's hard early on to respect the songs that came out before the project that are then on the project because you already know them. You've listened to them. I've listened to Passport Junkie 47 times. You know, I've listened to the other songs 3 to 4 times. So there's a different feel to it. But Joshua, I want to hear your top 3. I'm very curious.
You know, shame on Roderick because there's so many songs with love in it that it's like I can't even fucking remember half the ones I want. But Fuck Fame is definitely in there.
Yeah.
I believe Lost in Love is one of them. And off the rip, I always like to like have an ear for like what song I think is gonna be the song of the album. How like Nostalgia was Great Gatsby. Like you heard it one time, you're like, that's the song. Like you know they're gonna push that one. 25 off the rip. I think I said it to you like the day that it dropped. I was like, man, I listened to it one time. I was like 25. 25 will be the song that everyone's like, oh, that's from that project. Like I'm telling you right now, just listening to it, I'm like, huh. Yeah, it just has such a commercial appeal to it. It's got the thing. They already dropped the music video for
Yeah.
it, so you know that's going to be the
they were
one
ready
they're
for
pushing. Yeah, but again, I liked a lot of them. I liked the back half of the album probably the most. Again, I'm more of a back half album guy, especially when you have someone who drops 23 songs. Like the back half is the real deep cuts. The first 13 songs are literally the label being like, yeah, Rod, these are the ones we like.
Well, that's what it's funny that the 25 song has jumped because I've like listened to it continuously. Even when it was number one, they dropped the project and I listened to it. It's by far not a top 3 song in like my opinion, but I'm like a deep cuts Rod Wave guy. Like I'm never
25
gonna,
is.
I'm never gonna go with the crowd.
Dude, no,
I love the song.
I knew right away.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying that
it's
I
weird
don't.
that you like Great Gatsby, but you don't like 25 because it's like again when
I don't. They're completely different songs.
When I say this to me, okay, so this is how I think of it, right? Like Post Malone was the first rapper I've ever seen that like made songs like a content creator. They're like, I made this song. It has a great hook. It's got da-da-da-da. Perfect. Put it out. Then the next one, he can just do the same thing. And like Rod can kind of almost do that. Like some of his hits, you can tell they're like, ooh, let's bring that same little magic that we had on that one to this one. And in 25 had that same appeal to me than with Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby. I mean, God, fucking Great Gatsby is like one of my favorite Rod Wave songs. So it's hard to be like he just made another one. I disagree completely. That I think 25 is the next
I'm not saying that it is the Great Gatsby. I'm not.
I
saying
actually
that
don't
at all.
think it's gonna be the song of this project. I know they're pushing it, but like it takes time.
It will be.
It takes time.
It will be.
I think what made Great Gatsby great. Well, that's a tongue twister. A lot of greats in there. But what made it great was that it was slow, hard bass drop, and then Rod Wave's like really, really singing kind of hard. 25 was kind of slow, like the beats there, but it's just slow.
But people like
listen,
that.
But
I think people
agree.
like the
first
slow,
song.
the
First song that actually grabbed me, and I was talking to shout out Meech if he watches this, but I know he's a big Rod Wave fan. When we were talking about it, I literally was like, it took me probably 10 songs to get in the project on the first listen. 10 songs where I was like, okay, now I'm getting into it. And maybe I just wasn't in the right mindset, but the first song that like hit me was Nevermind, which is still probably my favorite song on the project.
Yeah, I mean, listen
to it, 3.5 times through.
Rod is always going to have that album where it's like you need to listen to it a few times before you got to get in that mindset. I'm a big headphones guy. Like you got to listen to it with headphones. I don't like the car speaker. Like it doesn't hit the same as when you have your headphones in. So that's just me personally. But I think we should transition a little bit.
Yeah.
Kai Cenat did something that a lot of people couldn't do. They got John Cena on stream, which is actually kind of fucking gnarly when you think about it, because John Cena is a massive superstar, like
He's
worldwide
crazy.
Superstar. And obviously it was for Kai's McDonald's rollout. And I don't know if John Cena has some deal with McDonald's. I'm sure he
has to.
He had to have most likely got a bag for this.
McDonald's promoted him. He's definitely got paid to put his face and name on a project.
Well, I'm assuming that, again, Kai is known for not paying anybody for them to come on a stream. It's always like an organic relationship.
But McDonald's
probably paid John a lot of money. And not to mention, I was just thinking about it. When we were kids, John Cena was the guy, right?
I love John Cena.
And again, you could see the AMP crew. They were loving John Cena. Like they were fucking doing all the shit. You can't see me. Like they were memeing it hard. All that shit. A whole younger generation now is about to go figure out who the fuck John Cena is. And it literally, to me, such a smart move for John. Whether he got paid or not paid to come on stream, great move.
Yeah, John Cena was incredible.
Another guy who I thought, John Cena, big movie star, I was like, John and Kai had a great chemistry. That's another person I could see doing a movie together with.
Does Kevin Hart and John Cena have a movie together?
I don't know, but again, could be a good combo.
They did. I feel like they did.
I'm not a big movie buff.
I can't know, but that's what I said. I was like, okay, John Cena's on a stream with Kai. I didn't really know. Did some research. Found it was for the Chicken Big Mac. But I'm also like, okay, McDonald's probably paid John Cena, but he probably also has a movie coming up. Like, Kai Cenat is like the new night show that we kind of grew up with. Like, it is like, if you have anything rolling out and you're cool and Kai likes you, you go on that stream and whatever you're doing, 10 times this.
That's kind of the media rollout nowadays. So like back in the day when you had a movie, what you would do is you would go to like the city and be like, we're going to do a movie premiere. Like, let's go to a movie premiere. Now it's like, go on the podcast, go on the streams, go hang out with the people you fuck with that will push your shit, because those communities are a lot tighter. Not to mention you get a lot more reach than just going into a city and fucking be like, hey, watch our movie, buddy. Like getting in the local newspaper. That means nothing. So it's definitely the new thing to roll out. And I think Kai is very different than most people, because Kai's not Kai doesn't want to be the promote guy. He's like made that very clear to like rappers and other shit. Like, if you want to come and hang, come and hang. And now you come and hang 10 times. Now when you do have an album out, let's go bang the album together. Or hey, come on my stream, let's do an early listening. Now that would be legit if John Cena was like, hey Kai, I got my movie. I'm going to give it to all your fans who fucking come on and da-da-da-da. That would be nuts.
Well, that's what I was
That'd
just
be nuts.
I was just thinking, imagine doing a premiere.
Yeah.
That only people in Kai Cenat's stream get to see, and you sit there and watch it with them.
Imagine you'd be a paid subscriber, so you got to pay $5 to come into it.
But a lot of people would.
I would. Why would you not? Because it's almost history, because you would get like, and again, there's so many avenues to it, because it's like, if you came on there, are you going on there to actually watch the premiere, or are you on there to watch the premiere / watch Kai watch the premiere? You know, like what's
of course
that? You know what I mean? So it's definitely a different realm of that.
Streaming is such like it's massive, but I haven't wrapped my brain around it, because it's like really nosy. Like, you're just sitting there watching another human like live their life, entertain, talk about something. Like, it's really nosy.
But
like if they
not
did
that far off, then
of course. I mean, just like normal. You're right. It's nothing different than the night show, but it feels different.
Yeah, I mean,
and maybe it's different to us because we kind of grew up with that, and now we're part of like the transition. And now these kids that are growing up with, it's like, well, this is their whole life. Their whole life was streaming.
There's a difference, because, and I'll tell you why. One, traditional TV has time constraints. You have this, you have that, you got sponsors, you got this, you have so many barriers that you have to itch through. Whereas like you go on a stream for Kai, it's like, bro, we can do this for 30 minutes. We can do this for 4 hours. We can go all fucking night if you want, and people will still watch. And I think that's the difference between streaming and a late night, where it's like, we have 7 minutes with this guest. We're going to do a couple things like, haha, we planned this. We sent you this, and you got it all pre-approved. Like, it's just so inauthentic that I think that, like, yesterday, I was already a fan of John Cena, but you see that side of John, and you're just like, he completely leaned into it. Like, John leaned into it.
He's an incredible actor. Incredible actor.
Like, I wonder if John left that just being like, yeah, I just punked them, those guys. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, or if he was like, no, I actually like really fuck with these dudes, and like,
nah, he definitely.
It could have been, and to me, like when I watched it, I was like, that seems like John's authentic self. Like, it seemed like he was being himself.
I
just
agree.
Leaning into it, just being like, I don't know what the fuck is about to happen. I'm just gonna go with it.
He's also just Showtime.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the WWE is literally just like on the go. Like, you practice it, but there's a lot of shit that comes up that you gotta like pretend like this is part of it. He's done a ton of movies.
Yeah, he's been doing live theater for 20 years.
I'm really curious what his next step is. I didn't really expect to talk about.
What do you mean?
I'm
his
saying
next
like
step,
but
he's
like
a
what's
fucking movie star. He's gonna retire.
But like anything more than movies. That's what I'm saying. What's his next step?
Who knows, bro?
What's the big picture with John Cena?
John Cena's already had the big picture. He's like one of the greatest WWE stars of all time. He's a massive movie star. He's probably worth like $150 million. Like what does he need, bro? He's done it.
I'm just curious what his next step is. But I want to transition. I saw Toronto's tourism board, Joshua, said that Drake brings in 5% of the tourism every year, approximately $440 million to Toronto.
I wonder what that is. Like, what people are just coming to, like, I'm gonna see Drake's house, or like I'm coming to like just step in the same city as Drake.
Exactly.
Like, seems odd.
Listen, I think if I went to Toronto, I would have to say 85% of it was because Drake is from there. Yes.
I mean, listen, I will say this. Drake makes Toronto substantially cooler that he's from there.
Of course. But he has put on for Toronto.
But I wasn't like, yo, I want to go to Manhattan because Batman's there. You know?
That was a little bit of a pull though.
Did you know that Batman isn't even in Manhattan? It's not based in Manhattan, but it's based in South Jersey. Did you know that?
What?
Like the actual comic book of Batman is based in South Jersey. It's not based in Manhattan, even though it's thought of to be in Manhattan.
Is South Jersey like super ratty?
Yeah, it's like ratchet.
When did do you know when the first comic book came out?
Fuck no, probably like
Had to be
1940, dude.
Yeah, I was about to say 1920s probably.
Yeah, I have no idea.
South Jersey, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because everyone was choked because you were like, oh, Chicago, it's Chicago. Like, so Chicago claims it. They're like, look at Chicago.
Chicago and New York is where they filmed the movie.
They filmed it, right?
Yeah.
But it's not based out of that because you got to think about it. Like we live out in Manhattan area. Like you could not drive the Batmobile. Like how is he getting it in there? Because he's like, when you look at the house, right? The house is like in the fucking. That's like the suburbs. Then you got to go into the city. Like, what is he taking that bitch to the tunnel? He has his own bat tunnel. I don't know. Maybe he's that rich, but like.
So you're telling me I've been bamboozled my whole life.
Our whole life, we thought it was in Manhattan.
I don't even know why we're doing the podcast anymore.
Yeah,
I think we should just fold it up and are you sure?
Yeah,
South Jersey.
South Jersey.
What's the crime rate there? Is it crazy?
It
can't be more than Manhattan. There's 0%.
No, I think it's worse because they have guns. Like in Manhattan, there's not many guns. South Jersey, a lot more guns, a lot more gun violence.
I guess you can't film a movie in South Jersey and think people are going to watch it.
No, people will. Like, dude, South Jersey, like that's the one thing about Jersey now. It is becoming the Hollywood because they're making all the tax breaks.
But I'm saying, like, aesthetically.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't going to get Manhattan and Chicago and South Jersey.
You want the buildings, right? And I think that's how you have to shoot everything in mind of the buildings. And you can tell that a lot of it's shot in Chicago because Chicago has the wide freeways. When you see some of these scenes, there's like 5 fucking lanes. When have you seen 5 lanes in Manhattan? Not ever.
Never.
You can barely get 2 lanes.
As we wrap it up, because I kind of led with the Lions just punking the Cowboys in Jerry's world. Obviously, we kind of both knew it. Aiden Hutchinson just broke his tibia. Shout out, like, rest up. That's super sad.
Prayers for Hutch.
Going all in for Max Crosby. Bringing him home. Eastern Michigan boy. I'm an alum as well, so shout out. Would love to see it. Just don't know if it's going to happen. I think it's too much.
Yeah, I think it might be too much, but here was my thought. You know, on the Pat McAfee show, they said if Detroit with their next 2 first rounds, because let's be honest with ourselves, Detroit's going to be good, so they're going to be picking 28th in the first round each year, right? If in the next 2 years we picked a Max Crosby caliber player, we would be like, we fucking won, right? So in the mind of being like, we traded 2 picks away and we got a Max Crosby who would probably sign the rest of his career to Detroit.
I mean, he's still on a big deal.
That's what
already.
That's what I'm saying. So
I mean, he's probably still has 4 or 5 years on his deal.
Exactly. So if you have a Max Crosby for 4 or 5 years dominating for you, and then if you get Hutch back, now you have Max and Hutch. That's the scariest duo.
Well,
in
what's
the NFL.
scary then is Hutchinson is about 2 years from a new deal.
So
as
what
well.
you do is you give Hutch a new deal now, and so it's cheap. You give it to him now.
I mean, I like signing players 2 years early, especially when you believe in a player.
I'm all about it. A guy like Hutch works his fucking nuts off. You look at a guy like that, and you're like, he is a nutcase. Like this injury is gonna kill him. Like he's gonna be itching to fucking be playing. And that, hopefully in a good way, not in a negative way, where he's like, doing the wrong things. Because again, we both played sports, not at the NFL level, but like it can be mentally draining.
Of course.
So, and injuries definitely play a big role in that.
Especially one like that.
That's a
where
horrible.
It's like you got to learn to walk again.
Apparently, it's not as bad as it looked. Apparently, it was a fracture. It wasn't a complete break.
And that's what fucking gross, though.
It looks gross, but the human body is amazing.
Of course,
it's an amazing thing. So and again, he's a guy who's he's a nut in the gym. He's always training, and that's probably what saved him from completely shattering his fucking leg.
But I want to add this. I agree with if you give up 2 first-round picks, you hit a Max Crosby, it works out. I fully believe that. I think this is a pivotal time as a Lions fan.
For sure.
We finally had some success. We have the staff, we have the GM, we have the team, we have a really good quarterback. Like, there's a lot of pieces here. If the Lions go out and get a superstar pass rusher. Doesn't even have to be Max Crosby. To me, I think it'll be the most exciting time ever. And I don't know if it'll ever be replaced as a Lions fan because you're still on the chase for the Super Bowl. We haven't won anything yet.
Yeah.
But if they don't do anything, to me, it makes me take a step back where I'm like, do we just know we're not there yet and we're just not trying? And we just know we can't beat the Chiefs and the 49ers.
Which
and,
we can, I think.
Which every team in the NFL is beatable on any night.
Yeah.
I just think it's like you either go right or you go left. Left takes you backwards, and right is like that push for the Super Bowl.
I think they already needed a DN. They already needed one. So I think now with Hutch out, really need one. We went from needing like a B+ level to now we need like a straight up A level rusher.
I don't want to give up any players. But I don't. I'd give them all draft picks.
Yeah, I think it's all picks.
Yeah, I don't want to give up any players. That's my biggest thing. Is like, no one else on the team can get traded. I think it's bad for morale. You know what you have.
Yeah.
Add a Max Crosby, who's going to come in, who loves Michigan, played 45 minutes from Detroit, and is going to wear his heart on his sleeve.
Who are we saying the Jets guy?
Hassan Reddick.
Yeah,
Hassan Reddick.
Hassan Reddick. A guy like that.
I'm going to be honest.
Why not?
He doesn't fit the culture. Maybe he just sat out the whole year, bro.
Maybe that's fair, and that's one thing.
And I know nothing about. I'm gonna be honest. I know nothing about him. The fact that we're going on like week 7, week 8, hasn't showed up to a practice. The facility
we also
played
don't
a game.
Know how the Jets are, bro. The Jets obviously aren't the best organization.
The Jets
either.
are a dumpster fire.
So exactly. So he probably is just like, I don't want to be a part of a dumpster fire. So it could be that as well. You never know how guys are. And again, Dan Campbell only wants guys that are willing to die on the field. So it's like you're either gonna know that culture or not. But it's like, do you want to be a winner or do you want to be a loser? It's the same reason why the Buccaneers were like, oh, Brady, we're changing the times from when Brady was here because it was so dark here. It's like, you motherfuckers won a Super Bowl. Oh, was it really sad when you won a Super Bowl? It's all hard times when you're not winning. It's like, bro, you won a Super Bowl.
For sure. But if you made it this far, drop a like, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, and comment wristband. I got it on my wrist. Comment white or black. DM us on Instagram, The Real Oshow, right? The real _Oshow, something like that. But we really appreciate it if you made it this far. Until next time.
I gotta stack out this gold. I tell you I'm on the road. About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on road for greatness. They pay me